Hi guys, welcome back to another Horrible Subs video, and this is going to be another one of these twin talks where I go ahead and talk to my brother Jeffrey about certain facets of the anime medium. And today we're going to be talking about something that's really well known, but a lot of people really debate if it's necessary or not, and it's moe. And for people who don't know what moe is, or just need a refresher, moe is just a feeling of cuteness that you get from a certain character that they impart onto you. And it comes from the kanji to bud, moe. And it actually goes hand in hand because these characters make these feelings of cuteness bud within you. That's the meaning behind it. And moe actually comes in all shapes and sizes. So, in the first we have actually tsunderes, kudores, all of that is that's a form of moe. Along with megane, which is pretty much eyeglasses. So like girls or guys in general just wearing glasses, and you just have like the imoto, which is just like your little sister. Too many imotos, too many problems. Yeah, that's very true. And 1 and 2, a hoge, not to be confused with a heigao, which is literally just idiot hair, which means the alfalfa, the almighty alfalfa. That's about it. But a lot of times we see these characters, they have one or more of these traits. And even though it makes the viewer, the audience, just laugh, you just feel good inside. But is it necessary to the story? Does it really have a purpose other than make the fact that, oh yeah, you know that character that made you feel cute? Here's a figurine of them.
Yeah, well, I do feel like moe is, of course, a substantiating part of how they're gonna actually try to monetize or get money out of the series regardless, right? Because, I mean, let's face it, making anime is really freaking long, expensive, it's a really laboring process. So they're gonna pay it off somehow. So they're gonna have to have these usual idols or characters, or these usual, I call like flag post characters, where it's, you might not remember the entire cast, right? But there's one or two people that you just, it's like, alright, that's who they are. That's usually the main cast or something like that, right? That's kind of the simplified, oh, that was the show, that was them, that was it, right? While a lot of people might actually hate that and be like, oh, you're forgetting everything else about the writing, you're forgetting everything of the other characters, they're just as colorful, and you're just trying to pin it, all of the excitement on this one person. And that's kind of what they feel like moe does. But in general, in anything regardless, you're gonna have to have a certain focus on a certain type of character, and you have to get feelings being felt somehow,
Yes.
right? So with a story that's probably not as serious, or not as groundbreaking, or not as like, you know, psychologically inducing or crazy,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to have some type of emotional connection to the characters. Because if you don't have any emotional connection, that's the number one thing in writing, as I've noticed. If you don't have emotional connection to any character, regardless of how great or grand the plot is, if you can't visualize yourself seeing that character, meeting that character, shaking hands with that character, talking with them,
Yeah.
there's no point. You have no more interest in the story, because even though they do say the character is the vessel of the story has a really bad vessel.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're having a really nice Ferrari,
Yeah.
with no wheels, or wheels that are freaking shredded and torn.
Yeah.
That's kind of what a bad character does to a story. You can't move it along, there's no connection, then that's why I feel like moe is necessary in certain contexts and situations.
Yeah.
I do think it is probably a cheaper way to get it, but when you can say good moe, it does its job. That's what it is. It does its job. That's all you can say it does.
And to go back to your example about the Ferrari, you know, it definitely is, at least from some of the figures that I've read, because of the attitude and culture of moe in of itself, that brought the anime industry more than $5 billion in figurine sales and merchandise sales a few years back. So in terms of that, it's very successful. So in terms of emotional connection,
Exactly. It's one of those things that people have to really at least balance with the idea of anime, with the fact that, like, oh, another fan service series, another moe series, right?
Yeah.
Like, this moe blob, I can't handle it anymore. When can we have artistic works?
Yeah.
And you have to realize, the artistic works, right, which are very expensive to do, right?
Yeah.
You see Yojo-Han, crazy good series, recommended. Or something like, I don't know, you know, again, the Monogatari, or maybe just a Ghibli work, right? There's a reason why a Ghibli work takes 2 to 3 years in between to make just one.
Yeah.
Or like 5 years, right? But what was the Wind Riser? They're not the fuck, I know that, but Wind Rises from the last movie. How long was the gap between that, right? and it's so long. Do you know why? Because Hayao Miyazaki does not really include any fan service or anything like that. So he can't really sell figurines and stuff like that, as Love Live would be able to.
Yeah.
And again, he also wants to sustain the fact that, hey, I want to make art as well. So what do you have to do to sacrifice with that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really have a budget either, and I really want to make a piece of work, so I'm just having to deal with having it released in a really long time.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that the majority of viewers, they won't stick around for that long.
Yeah.
So imagine how that would ruin a studio if that was just, well, they did it for TV series. TV series that no one really watched, and they only had like 2,000 gratified viewers, right? Because of the artistic talent, of the artistic work behind it.
Yeah.
I understand that, and that's how people value it, right? And that's like, oh, no matter what, that's the quality of the work. But at the end of the day, these people have to eat somehow.
Yeah.
And if they're not getting it from the anime job, there's no real incentive to stay there.
Yeah.
And of course, we do see the animators from their heart. This is what they're doing it for. This is what they imagine, at least their world to be. This is the world they want to create and share with everyone else.
Yeah.
But it kind of sucks too, because we live in a dual world where you kind of have to deal with reality sometimes. And when in reality, that new work that you put out didn't bring in any money,
Yeah.
I don't know what you have to say. You probably have to either quit that job, because you're gonna have to find a higher paying animation studio that might not do the artistic work that you wanted,
Yeah.
or you have to sacrifice, or just you know what, be Shaft, create works of art, and then be able to sell off of that. I think that's like the ultimate solution.
Yeah. I think that too is that people are mistaken to that. Go ahead, like if you use Moe or if an animation studio uses Moe, it's pretty much becoming that cardboard cut, pretty much no effort. No, that's the way that an anime is going to be built. Let's milk off of the merchandise. But I don't think so. I think there's ways that you can incorporate Moe so that it can actually become well done and actually becomes kind of just a bonus to the storyline. And I know one that's very good right now is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. That's actually a really good example of how to use Moe, and just enhances the quirkiness of the story, because that's what it is. From the anime name, from the get-go, there's this lady, her name is Kobayashi, and she somehow stumbled upon this dragon. This dragon is somehow indebted to her, and now she's her maid. And even though from the beginning she's still a dragon, doesn't understand the human world, through that, that ditzy clumsiness, trying to understand how humans work, and her hard-heartedness, because she is a prideful creature, you can actually see that it's funny, and it actually makes a lot of sense to how she acts as a character, kind of clumsy and kind of derpy, but at the same time it's really funny.
Because you already said she's a dragon from another world. How is she supposed to understand our customs and our traditions?
Right, exactly. And when you take it into that context, it makes a lot of sense. And that's how you could really think about Moe, as kind of like a tool to go ahead and say, here, this is going to be about everyday life. It's not going to be the most interesting, but if we enhance, go ahead, exaggerate a little bit of these features that we already know present, because that's the thing about Moe. It already takes what Japanese people, or at least people who've seen anime, already seen the real world, and they just go ahead, they enhance it, increase it a little bit.
Moe is kind of like some spices.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Yeah.
Enhances the flavor of the meal.
Yeah.
But you just freaking chug that stuff in. I see people at fun restaurants just put a crap ton of sriracha in one.
Right.
This is supposed to be just a little dab, right?
Right, exactly.
And you taste nothing else but that. It's almost like there's nothing else but the series. It's just Moe.
Exactly, that's the thing about it. You have to, these studios have to think about Moe as kind of a tool to enhance the story that they've been given, but also don't lapse in the creativity that you have already. Because if not, then it becomes another, cookie cutter series. People won't remember it. It's just more of that same ooh feeling. That's what I feel like Moe stands in terms of the medium.
It's one of those things that I think it is very necessary to the community too. Because I myself actually enjoy Moe a lot. But the thing is, the Moe has to be, it's almost like injections. It's like insulin shots. You can't have too much. You're gonna overdose. The die. Pancreas is gonna be destroyed.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. Because Moe really did help bring communities together and unite them, and it's all of a sudden we have discussions. And it's really funny how it's like, oh, who's best girl? Oh, that's from Moe.
It gives us at least more reasons to find her. It gives us more reasons to love anime, at least.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So, any other points you'd like to make? Or?
No, I mean, really you have to think about it. Moe is just where it is, and even if people strike out, go ahead, put the pitchforks up saying that's nothing but degradation and it's the reason the anime is a mistake.
A lot of fault I find in that reasoning is, again, that every single work cannot be an artistic masterpiece as you'd want it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, then that's just the fault of the directors. Like, you have to actually truly understand, do you know how hard it is to make everything up to your standards, right?
Yeah.
You realize that, again, everything in the world is not made for you.
Yeah.
There's different tastes. For the people who like Moe, then go ahead. Like, oh, then they're degenerates. I'm like, if you're gonna call them degenerates, go ahead. It's whatever you feel that's gonna make you feel better about yourself, about how your tastes are justified and stuff like that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you have to realize that at a general utilitarian standard, there's more people feeling happy like this than how you are right now, and it's kind of leading direction. And don't get me wrong, I do not want it to be overflowed with Moe and stuff like that, as we said multiple times. But I'm kind of on this basis of like a anime of artistic works is kind of like 30-70. 70% of it is like that stereotypical stuff, right?
Yeah.
But 30% of it, right? It makes it that much more worth it.
Yeah.
You actually watch it, and you watch those type of series, and you're like, God, that was amazing. I actually felt something from there. And the 70% is kind of like that brainless stuff. After you watch, the 30% is really taxing to watch.
Yeah.
The 70% helps you out with, oh, I don't want to think today. I just want to see an anime of cute girls talk. And that's it. I don't want to think. Because sometimes if you're so stressed out from a day, you won't be able to comprehend everything that's going on with Cowboy Bebop or something like that.
Yeah.
You can't. So that's why you just turn on, you're like, yeah, let's just watch some K-On right now, dude. I just want to see Ike. That's it.
Thanks, Lucky Star.
Yeah, exactly. Lucky Star. Lucky Star is one of those prime examples. Ugh, it's Moe trash. First of all, it was probably one of the most famous examples because it's done so well.
Yeah.
The entire premise, again, is all Moe, but then the writing and the comedic writing and timing with everything of all the jokes.
And the variety.
And the variety of it, too. It's one of those things, if you're like a veteran of anime and stuff like that, you'll love Lucky Star because it's just all the jokes, all the tropes, they'll make fun of it. And it's all for a joke though. They're not there to destroy anime for what it is. They just see an observation and they're like, hey, would it be kind of funny if you made a joke on that? Kanata? Yeah, she's
perfect.
Best girl, that's what I say.
Perfect. Alright guys, well, if you find this video interesting or you liked it, made you laugh, go ahead and give it a like. If you have any ideas of what else we could talk about, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Well, thanks for staying with our ramblings. See you guys next time.